Because quite honestly, I'm sick and tired of standing by and watching our fishing community being torn apart from the inside, okay? Bass versus walleye, walleye versus bass. Bass are too easy to catch. Walleye don't fight hard enough. God created bass, everybody could catch fish, or the universe, or Voltron 47, or whoever's running our simulation. And they created walleye to separate the men from the boys, or whatever they say. None of which is true, by the way. You know who did create walleyes? Al Linder, so he could run a successful TV fishing show. Okay, that's not true either. But what is true is, you know what Al Linder's favorite fish to catch is? Smallmouth bass. You can look that up. He said that publicly on the internet and in videos numerous times. So smallmouth bass are good enough for Al Linder. They're good enough for me on certain days. Point being, every species has a purpose. Everybody can fish for what they like to fish for. Sometimes it's nice to have a little diversity in your life. Sometimes you gotta try other things. For somebody like me, when I'm fishing for walleyes, 250 days out of the year. See, you see that action on the smallmouth? Right there. That's a hog. That's fun. Anyway, when I'm fishing for walleyes 200 days out of the year, sometimes it's nice to change things up. It's nice to do something a little different. And I'm very well aware that smallmouth bass fishing videos aren't near as popular as walleye fishing videos. I filmed a bunch of smallmouth videos. I thought they were pretty good videos. Some people think they're pretty good videos, but they just don't get the same number of views. Who's gonna be able to change that? Who's gonna be able to show how important smallmouth bass fishing is to the fishing community? Probably not me. Largemouth bass fishing is sexy. There's all kinds of largemouth bass fishing tournaments. There's now some smallmouth bass fishing tournaments, of course, too, but they don't get the same notoriety. And now I'm not even sure what I'm ranting about anymore. But if you're a walleye guy, and maybe fishing's getting tough in late August for the walleyes in your lake, or maybe you got a day where the conditions don't really allow you to get out on the big walleye water, or maybe you just need a break from whatever it is you're trying to do and you want to change it up a little bit. There's nothing wrong with fishing smallmouth bass. And some of the smallmouth bass fishing comments that I've gotten on some of the previous videos I've posted are downright laughable. But there are definitely some people that have zero respect for smallmouth bass fishing. That is 100% for sure. So I guess my only point is, every species has its purpose. And it's okay to fish for other things. And all the fish can be fun to catch at certain times, except of course for northern pike. Oh my God, those, don't get me started on those slimy, stinky, vile snot rockets. Unless of course they're like 46, 47 inches long. Then I'll catch those all day. But the tiny little stinky, tangle your line, cut your fingers. Oh my God, those little snot rocket pike. We can all agree on that, right? And if smallmouth bass are so easy to catch, why have I been yammering on this whole time and only caught one little 10-incher so far? Clearly it has nothing to do with my fishing abilities. Clearly it has everything to do with the fact that smallmouth bass aren't easy to catch either all the time. Smallmouth really aren't that different from walleyes anyway. You can mark a smallmouth on a graph just like you can mark a walleye. If you cut a smallmouth bass, it bleeds just like a walleye. I got all kinds of baby smallmouth following my spinnerbait every single cast here. And by babies, I mean like babies. Not the 10-inchers, but the 2-inchers. I was supposed to get a bite during the middle of this to prove my point, but it's not happening. Maybe I need to be shallower. See, smallmouth make you think too. Or maybe all the walleye in your system are just down in 40, 50 feet of water on a calm day and you don't really want to fish 40 or 50 feet of water and you want to catch some smallmouth sitting in 3 feet of water. That's why a walleye guy like me sometimes fishes smallmouth bass. Is walleye still my favorite species to catch? Absolutely it is. Do I love catching some big smallmouth bass once in a while? Absolutely I do. Do I want to catch a smallmouth bass right now? Abso-freaking-lutely I do. Abso-fruitly I do. Where's the smallmouth bass right now? Oh, that was one. I missed him. They're shallower. This is the first time I've ever tried a spinnerbait for smallmouth bass too. I like fishing them with plastics and jigs, but the other day I found them really thick here in these weeds, and I was having a hard time getting them to bite the plastic, much less work the plastic through here. So I put out a bottom bouncer and started burning it and ripping it right through the weeds with the crawler on there, and banged one immediately and then had 4 others following it. I had an 18.5-inch smallmouth on my line with 4 other 18, 19-inch smallmouth following it around. I posted it on TikTok. So what? 39-year-old men can be on TikTok. Chevy Chase is on TikTok. Why can't I be on TikTok? I didn't even want to be on TikTok, but people told me I should. Everybody's on TikTok. It's the new thing. You gotta be on TikTok. Well, now I am. I need to get bit by another bass, dang it. Oh, Smalley. Oh, Smalley, where art thou? There's my weed. I need weed video. Wake up, smallmouth. I have the wrong color spinnerbait. What should I do, Outlander? This might be the first time I've fished for smallmouth seriously in August, outside of just taking a lunch break and dead sticking a night crawler. It's different territory. I'm out of my element, which is a good thing. It's a good thing for human growth, being out of your element, not being sure what to do. I'm marking bass in here like crazy, and I caught them here the other day. Do they just not bite you at this time of day? I gotta figure this out. Maybe spinnerbait's not the way to go. Maybe I need to get the plastic out. I caught one little one on a spinnerbait though. That worked. So what now? What do I do now? Do I change spots or lures or give up and go home? I don't know. Troll, like troll spinnerbaits. Troll a spinnerbait. Well, I think about trolling spinnerbaits and what else to do with spinnerbaits. Paddle tail. Paddle tail. Paddle tail. Tank Smalley. Tank Smalley. Tanker. Tell me this isn't fun. Tell me right now this isn't fun. I dare you tell me this is not fun. You can't tell me that. You can't do it. There's no way. You can't tell me that it's fun right there. All kidding aside, that's fun. That is fun. Today, the deal is paddle tails, at least for the first. Oh. Bye-bye. And for all you walleye guys that don't like bass fishing, you wanna know what I caught that bass on? A walleye assassin paddle tail. Right there. Just about threw it in the water. Sometimes you need to make emphasis on your point, and you might do it in a destructive way and wind up losing your baits over the side of the boat. I almost did, but I did not. I'm gonna turn right back on that spot, see if there's more in there. I got that one working that paddle tail pretty quickly. He followed it in to the side of the boat, and then I just dropped it back down out of sight to where I couldn't see it anymore. Gulp. That was the ticket. I got them to follow, and then I got them to eat. If you ever get a smallmouth bass follow your bait to the boat and you're trying to catch smallmouth bass, immediately drop it out of sight and wait for them to hit. Oftentimes they do. That's just the way they operate. They're not quite like a muskie. They won't necessarily. Sometimes they'll take it right by the boat and not even care, like a muskie will. But oftentimes you just need to get them out of sight. If they can't see you anymore, they'll take it because they want whatever they were following. Hardcore. So I'm just gonna kind of burn this paddle tail a little bit, try to get some action on it, and then slow it down a little bit, give them a chance to catch up to it, and see if they take it on the slow down. Burn it, drop it. Burn it, drop it. Burn it, drop it. Burn and drop. That's the new technique. It's all the rage. Burn and drop smallmouth paddle tail fishing. Try it. It worked for one. Oh, there's a follow. Drop out of sight. Does he come back to it? He was a smaller one, maybe 15 inches, you little turd. I can still see him down there. Oh, I wish I could get that on camera somehow. I wish somehow I could get that on camera. He just had the tail. He's still down there. I can see him back there. Hit it. Hit it. How many times do you need to follow it and not hit it? Why did I spend all that money on the spinnerbait? I don't need a spinnerbait. I need my old standby plastic paddle tail. That's always my favorite way to catch smallmouth. But it wasn't doing it the last time I was out. Is he still in the area? Oh, he's got my paddle tail all. Yeah, that's a problem right there. The one thing that I for sure know is tougher about smallmouth fishing this time of year is that they're still going to be in the same areas, but they're going to be more scattered out. So, oh, he got off. Dang it. I was trying to do too many things at once. They're going to be like, that was a nice one. That's probably 18 inches. 17 at least. They'll be in those same areas, but they might be like, some of them up in the weeds, shallow. Some of them are going to be out on the tips of the points and 12 to 15 to 18 feet. Some of them are going to be out in open water, 30 feet, just chasing bait at the surface, that kind of thing. So like they can be freaking everywhere. So you just got to like cover more water, keep your trolling motor going. Cast left, cast right, do it all. See where you get them. I'm disappointed I didn't land that fish for you. Gosh dang it. I'm trolling my spinnerbait here. I got too much going on, I think. I need focus. Work the plastic. Maybe the spinnerbait will be better when it gets later in the day. Ooh, he's running at me. I can see him jumping. He's running and jumping. That's why bass are fun. Walleye don't jump out of the water. Look at this. See ya. Hello. Bass in the boat, baby. It's a dark one. Dark colored brown bass. Just as beautiful as the rest of the brown bass. Swallowed that walleye assassin jig in plastic. Right there. Not a huge one, but a fun one. The other similarity between walleye and bass, when you're pitching jigs, you can still get the tick bite, the thump bite. You pull that thing, let it fall, they thump it midair. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. Oh, it's a tank. I tried to lift it, I couldn't get it out. So instead of pulling spinners or lead core or using jigging wraps right now for walleyes, if you're missing the spring tick bite, you can get some tick bites on the old brown bass right there, baby. Fishing's fun. And that's the whole point of this. Fishing's supposed to be fun. If you want to go catch some bass, when the walleye bite's tough, or just because you want to catch bass, go catch bass. Go catch northerns, go catch perch, go catch some panfish, catfish, carp, I don't care. Fishing's supposed to be fun, and I'm having a lot of fun catching smallmouth today. So I hope you liked this silly video. If you did, hit the button to say so. Maybe think about subscribing to the channel, think about Patreon, maybe a book, maybe some merch, and I'll see you next time. Later, fisher people.